Hello everyone, Beanie from the bedroom here, your guitar junkie. Master. Yeah, so what is going on with Washburn and Betancourt? Is he getting away from them? There's a video out, 2 videos out of him playing, which looks like an N4, Betancourt. It doesn't say Washburn up on the headstock. It says Nuno in a kind of like space age, kind of NASA kind of font writing. Very hard to tell. So, yeah, I think it was dark with 2 stripes going through it, like racing stripes. What is going on? Is it because you're buying a custom shop American-made guitar, and then when you get it, you're looking at it and you're like, what kind of junk is this? Same thing with this one here. I like the look of this guitar. The weight is okay because I sit down. I can't stand up and play anymore because of my shoulder. But yeah, I don't get as much sustain, and I get a little bit of a darker tone with these pickups in the Padauk body. But and I've seen other video guys. I've seen the guy from Arizona. Can't think of his name, but he's a professional YouTuber, and he got a Padauk one, and the same thing, the nut exceeds past the neck. I could actually catch my finger on it, on both sides. And I don't really have that, like here on my Ibanez, my gem. Just not really here on my EVH, but, one's from Japan. The other one, I think, is Mexico. And here's an American-made guitar that, here's my N4 Swamp Ash. And it's light, it sounds great, it plays great. I don't have any issues with that, as I did with this here. And I'll play a song where I try to flutter with the Floyd, where you hear it, it just locks on the wood. Listen. You hear that? That's getting stuck on the wood because, and I had to work on this to get it set up right. That right here. It's not like it's super tight. It's right against the wood. So to try to get that flutter sound out of the Floyd Rose, which should come naturally. Unless, like my Eddie Van Halen's, that it's not routed as a floater. You can't get it on this guitar, and I can get it on the other N4 a lot easier. So, yeah, let me show you with this here, with this backing track. I think I need this one. I normally, at that point, I flutter. It's not, you hear it just one time. That's it. And when I'm doing the pat, what I call, patting the baby, it's very stiff. It's not as loose as the other one or any other Floyd Rose floating guitar that I have. So, yeah, I don't know what the deal is. It's amazing that these guitars, for the price, brand new, and they hold value pretty much for the used stuff as well. For what you're getting as far as build quality, fit and finish, I mean, it's sad. It's worse than sad. It's pathetic. And you got these artists that, I don't know, they get stuff handed to them, their entire life. And it's funny because, my guitar heroes that I have aren't like the nicest guys in the world. Let's face it. Some of them are cool, some of them aren't. Again, I was communicating with Jeff Watson from Night Ranger, and I sent him a video of him and Brad Gillis right here in the Clearwater Sam Ash. I think it was 1990, 94, something like that. That was videotaped, and it's on YouTube. You can find it. And I said, hey, I thought you might get a kick out of this, and then I comment, how hope all is well, and hope you're feeding the deer, because he always feeds the deers. He gets like almost a dozen deers, or a half dozen deers in his backyard, a couple of bucks too, that he's always making videos on. But the ones that, like Richie Blackmore, I know so many people that ran into him or know him, and they said, basically he's not a nice guy. And the one time that I ran into him at the supermarket, he was nice as can be and just turned around and put his hand out, and I couldn't believe it because he lived down the road from me when I was on Long Island. And my buddy, that was my bass player, drives a bus and picks up his kid, brings him to school. Same thing with Eddie Van Halen, and you could hate on me if you want, but he's another guy that every time that he's on a show, or he's in the news, or he's complaining or crying about something, and what he did with Michael Anthony and everything else, he comes off as a bit of a so, surprisingly, when I met him, he was cool as can be. But I'm just a fan. I'm just a guy that, he shook my hand. He spent some time with me, hanging out, BSing. I can't even remember half of the stuff that we were talking about, because in my head I kept on saying, I'm hanging out with Eddie Van Halen. So it was one of those things, you know what I mean? But you've got things going on with Nuno Betancourt, and here he is backing, and I've seen him with a video of, I think the guy was Master of Shred at the Washburn factory, whatever. And that guy was kind of like misinforming people of things that were videos that was and things that was said about Nuno's Padauk, how he got it back, and he didn't even toss the guy a bone. He could have gave him another guitar. He got a guitar he got the body of the guitar that he's toured with in the 90s, and it's even in pictures of him. This guy buys it. I went through this story again. This guy buys it from a guy from a trailer park, meets in a parking ride, $25, looks at the pictures, recognizes the guitar, gets in contact with Nuno, brings it to his house, and meets him at the porch, takes the guitar, thank you very much, and all he could do is call the guy's wife and wish her a happy birthday. Then he can't even remember the guy's name. Your man, you got a good man there. Can't even remember the guy's name. Crap, he could have given him another whole N4. to show his gratitude, but no, he doesn't. So what does that tell you? He tells me he's another. So I want to like bleep it out for those that are don't like curse words. It's just a word. So yeah, it was it's just one of those things. Now all of a sudden he's in the, I think it was on Instagram. I'm not on Instagram. The guy in the video, I saw another one because I've seen a couple of people complaining about Washburn N4s now. And he was in the back of a car practicing on the way, to a show, I guess. And he had the guitar. It was black with the 2 stripes, and it didn't have Washburn up. And then he was playing live somewhere, like a home, cell phone video of the same guitar. So who knows what's going on? But the thing is that if you're going to put your name on something, whether you're doing it for free guitars or you're doing it for the cash, it's your name on the guitar, and you should make sure that if you hear one complaint, that's one complaint too many, in my opinion. I've never had and I've had a couple, I never had a Joe Satriani made in Japan guitar that had any issues. I never had a Steve Vai gem with any issues, So I haven't come across a Chauvel or my Eddie Van Halen's that's made in Mexico with any issues. Even the ones that are coming out of Indonesia, China, Taiwan, or Korea. I think Korean guitars are really top of the line. I think they would fall under Japan-made quality. And here is an American one, and it's got issues, So it just blows my mind. And I still don't know what this dot is for, right here on the plate. I still don't know what that is for, But regardless, it does look like the Stevens Cutaway, and everything else. I don't think it had a Bill Lawrence in it though. I think I saw 2 humbucking pickups, not the blade. And I also saw in the comments someone was complaining they got an N4 and it came with a Floyd Rose Special in it. Now he doesn't say that he bought it new or used. If he got it used, someone definitely swapped it out. Now, I've seen that before too. But yeah, it's one of those things. How much? $13.28. I just want to show you how the other one. So here it is. And you can hear it bottoming out, right? So let me take this off. Do 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 do. Sorry to interrupt for this commercial break. Here we go. I was thinking about staining this, doing something to make it look darker. Because I know if it starts getting dirty spots on it, like Nuno's, original ones, it might bother me. I like clean guitars. The only one that I have that's looking like it's a relic is my Gary Moore, my Greeny Moore 59, because it's made to look like that. I rather have a guitar that's not relicked. I'm not going to buy a guitar that someone else, made it look like it's crap, even though people like that. So here, with it off, you hear it? It's not. You don't hear it slapping on the wood. You hear it still going. You still hear it. So yeah, that's the difference right there. And again, with this one here, you could feel the nut at the end on each side of the neck, but it's not hanging out farther than the neck, much like the Padauk. And because it's a Swamp Ash, it's lightweight. The pickups on this guitar, when I played it, compared the two, this is brighter, it's louder, and I get more sustain out of it. Let me just see if, for those that might know the year on this thing here. Oh geez. Yeah, good luck with that. Yeah, put it, if you want to freeze it, where is it? Oh, there it is. You want to freeze it and try to read it. I'll give it a shot. Oh, I have my other binoculars here. Easy girl. These are like 300. These are my readers. There we go. 2212006. Maybe 2022 or 2021. I doubt very much that it's a 2012 or 2006. So I'm going to say 22 or 21. So again, 2212005. And yeah, you can actually see the metal. See the metal on each side? That is ridiculous. An American-made, custom shop quality guitar. And these things are like between $25 and $2,800. You know, not pesos. It's kind of, you know, it's kind of ridiculous. It's shameful. It's a disgrace. So that's all I've got to say about that. I appreciate everyone watching my videos. Thanks for watching. Have a good day and a better tomorrow. And if you have a problem with one of these, or you have an N4, my N24F doesn't have any issues with it. Nothing with the nut, nothing with, you know, and I believe it's got a Floyd Rose special. Nothing like that in that guitar, you know. So, what the heck? All right. Again, let me know what you think, and if you got a problem with one, or what you might know with the Nuno Betancourt, what he's playing now, if that's a company, he's going to start his own company like Brian Moore. I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? Thanks for watching. Have a good day and a better tomorrow.